There's a couple stories sometimes that kind of transcend just the entertainment sphere and become big kind of culture war topics. Star Wars, at least this announcement specifically for Star Wars, has become that. Now, if you'd actually been paying attention to Star Wars for the past, I don't know, 8 or 9 months, you would have realized who this person is. The person who got tapped to lead the Rey movie, Charmin Oboy-Chinoy, who has done basically nothing other than make documentaries. And if you think it's your calling to make documentaries about Muslim women, how they've been oppressed and how they're fighting for equality, good on you. Congratulations. It's not the content I typically watch, but hey, go out there and make your documentaries. Then you get handed a Star Wars movie. You get handed the next Star Wars movie, the first one that we've seen since 2019's Rise of Skywalker. And all the media can talk about, and all Lucasfilm can talk about, and all the director can talk about are her genitals and her fucking skin color and religion. You know that this is going to be a nightmare from the beginning, and now it's really catching steam. There is so much backlash over this right now. You got N Wokeness tweeting out, the next Star Wars film will be will be directed by a feminist activist and former journalist. The theme is centered around feminism. That is made up, by the way. No one's officially said that, but we can all guess. What could go wrong? And of course, it's based off this clip that you and Jay reacted to yesterday.
Also, the first woman and the first person of color to direct a Star Wars film. It's set to be released in 2026. You can say that the force is strong with this one. Here's Charmin Oboy-Chinoy.
Jesus. Yeah, we did. We talked about this.
You know, I'm very thrilled about the project because I think what we are about to create is something very special. And we're in 2024 now. And I think it's about time that we had a woman come forward to shape the story in a galaxy far, far away.
It's about time we had a woman come forward. Yes. Thank God. After a decade of Kathleen Kennedy leading Lucasfilm, after a decade of the Force is female, thank God, we finally have a woman crafting the future of Star Wars. Jeremy, it's 2024.
I know, Ryan. I've been looking at the Sports Wars channel, and I think the thing we need is an angry white guy to focus on that channel and cover topics, because we haven't, clearly that's been a void on that channel. You know what I mean? That's the equivalent of them saying this. Like, what? Star Wars needs female representation? Again, this is why we always make fun of the nonsense with like Black Panther. First black movie of all time, ladies and gentlemen. First black superhero movie of all time.
I am the Black Panther. Ibambe!
The sequel to Black Panther was also the first black movie to ever be made. First time black people have ever been in anything. They just change the rules over and over and over again. And the fact that we're sitting here in 2023 or now 2024, and you have the people behind Star Wars projects talking about how important it is to have female representation. This is insane. This is heading them down the path of the Marvels. As I've said, it will be the Marvels. This type of mentality, this just shows that they have learned absolutely nothing. They don't care about any of the fan criticism. They don't care about the backlash. They don't care about the failures. They have learned nothing. Not one single thing.
And also, it's just stupid, right? Deborah Chow directed all the Obi-Wan Kenobi episodes. That was a total and complete disaster. Leslie Headland, who's shown in this fucking picture, right? Where was it? In this fucking picture, there's Leslie Headland standing right next to another woman, Dave Filoni. Dave Filoni has more feminine energy than every single female who works at Lucasfilm. In the executive room, in the storyboard group, whatever. Dave Filoni may as well be a fucking bitch too. Like, let's just be real, especially based off the characters and the storylines that he continues to push forward. So the entire idea is stupid, but this has now gone beyond like kind of our sphere, right? This has now become a culture war issue. You got political commentators, RIP Star Wars. Yeah, you're only fucking years late to that. Star Wars is done from the Hodge twins. Again, it's been done. There's Jack Posobiec. Star Wars has been run by a woman since Disney bought it in 2012. Even have this, again, normies asking a question that fans asked 4 fucking years ago, late to the fucking party. Who should be in charge of all Star Wars content? Kathleen Kennedy or Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau? Yeah, we've seen both of those, haven't we? And it's all dog shit. How about none of these people? How about none of the above? Fucking normies. But this is what's happening, right? It's getting into the culture war sphere instead of just people who, you know, have been following along with all the Lucasfilm bullshit. But really, like, if you've paid attention, there's two things. Sharmina Boyd-Chenoy has done two statements about her Star Wars movie. The one we just watched and this one. This was, I don't know if you remember this, Jeremy. This is back from April 20th, right? Let's see what she had to say about this. Is anything in there about, I'm such a big Star Wars fan and I really cared about George Lucas's Star Wars and these are my favorite characters, blah, blah, blah. This is what she has to say.
Sharmina Boyd-Chenoy, and I am directing the next Star Wars film. I'm excited about bringing Daisy Ridley back into the Star Wars
I had to remember her name.
And in telling her story. I'm excited to be immersed in
shout out to Elliot Page
Jedi Academy. And I think there is so much excitement around the new Jedi Order. I've always kicked open doors that were previously closed.
Oh, yeah.
And I think my feeling is that there is a critical mass of women who have begun
Certainly a lot of mass there.
move forward in places that were previously closed to down.
That's it. The rest is her talking about her activism and how Pakistani Americans or how Pakistani people are getting more in the entertainment industry. That's all she said about Star Wars. It's time a woman took charge, and I'm a woman breaking down barriers. What the fuck? This is Kathleen Kennedy's Lucasfilm.
Honestly, it makes me happy. It makes me happy. It really does. Like to be fair, this might be the most excited I could possibly be for a new Star Wars project. Okay, I do think it's funny that a lot of the right-leaning political commentators that we keep saying, like, hey guys, you guys should pay attention to all this stuff, you know, because it's important.
Anime is satanic.
4 or 5 years later, they're like,
yeah,
hey guys, Star Wars sucks. Just letting you know. Like, yeah. Thanks.
I saw Shapiro tweeting about it too. At least to his credit, he does talk about that shit.
That is true.
They even had Drinker on there debating their Star Wars movies and the Star Wars tier list and shit.
Thanks for joining me.
Cheers, sir.
It is going to be a nightmare. I can't wait for the Acolyte, and I can't wait for the Rey movie either, because those are going to be... Star Wars fans have been divided for quite some time. This is a unifier. This unites nearly everyone in pointing and laughing at Lucasfilm because they continue to make the same decisions time and time again. And it's just going to get worse because now more people have been exposed to who this is. We're probably going to start to see a couple more clips come out. Shit she said in the past. And oh man, can't wait.
Well, no, like I'm serious. Like this right here really is feeling like the Marvels for Star Wars. Like this feels like this could come out too. And again, we'll see how the evolution of this film goes. But it's clear that the leadership at Lucasfilm has recognized none of the issues that have plagued this entire property and franchise since The Last Jedi came out. And no, yes, obviously we can look at previously or prior to The Last Jedi, these problems were there, but it didn't become apparent to the majority of the fan base until after TLJ. There's before TLJ, after TLJ, and Lucasfilm has learned none of that. And then it got even worse with the post Rise of Skywalker situation, because that's where it even got worse, and they've learned nothing. So this is going to be a glorious disaster, because for many reasons, Daisy Ridley's never been the star that Brie Larson was. She's never has been. You know what I mean? Like, at least you could say that Brie Larson did have star power with Captain
Brie Larson
Marvel.
Actually did stuff that was known before Captain Marvel as well. Like, obviously not a ton. She wasn't some huge, massive megastar.
Right.
But she'd been in some things and people were familiar with her.
Right.
This is Daisy Ridley's like first thing. The only other thing I remember Daisy Ridley from is laying there as a naked corpse in whatever fucking show that was. That's the only thing Daisy Ridley was known for before this. But even prior to that, like forget what happened prior. And your point is valid, but I'm just saying, like, even after The Force Awakens, and then even after TLJ, which regardless of how bad these movies were in hindsight, they were successful movies, and so was Captain Marvel. And so after TFA
Daisy Ridley did not get viewed as a star the way Brie Larson was. Brie Larson was, I thought, a legitimate star for a short period of time.
And if you're a woman of color, then it's really, really hard.
And, you know, she had a passionate following, maybe all bots for the most part. But the point being is that there was a discussion out there. I've never seen that with Daisy Ridley. She's never had any real star power, even after having a highly successful movie that made $2 billion. And so now going forward, Brie Larson had more star power than Daisy Ridley, and the Marvels had the biggest failure we have seen. I just can't see how the Rey movie is a success in any way, shape, or form. But it is Star Wars, and there are going to be some normies that are still attached to that. So I guess we'll see. This is funny. I'm actually looking forward to this. When do we have an official release date at all?
Probably in 2020. It was originally it was supposed to be in December of 2025, like time frame holiday 2025. But that was before the writer's strike, which delayed writing it. So they're supposed to be finishing up writing it now. I would guess sometime 2026.
Okay. Well, we got a long way to go for that one, and a lot more disasters along the way. So it is pretty glorious to watch. So I'm happy about that.
Yes!